How you doing, Erica?
Doing fine.
Yeah, my
How
name,
you all doing?
That's good.
yeah, my name Delbert Mills. I'm on the phone.
How you doing, Mr. Mills?
I'm doing fine. You're getting me, are you?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
It's now 6 p.m. I'd like to call to order the Regional Planning Commission business meeting for Thursday, January the 9th. And like I said, it's 6 o'clock, and I'll ask Mr. Peterman if he'll lead us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Flag, United States of America.
Stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't know if all of you know, but today is supposed to be a National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And all the ones that have been in the police forces and all like that, I think we ought to recognize them. And if you know any of them, say thank you for what you do. Mr. Davis, thank you for being one of those.
34 years, enough for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll now get into the roll call and determination of quorum, sir.
Mr. Peterman?
Present.
Mr. Servon?
Present.
Mrs. Karcher?
Present.
Mr. Galvery?
Here.
Mr. Mills?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Jester?
Here.
So you have 7 present. You do have a quorum.
Thank you. Commissioners, you also have in front of you tonight the agenda. If there's no corrections or additions or deletions, I would recommend motions. Denise?
So moved.
Second.
Call the commissions.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to approve.
Mrs. Karcher?
Yes.
Mr. Galvery?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So you have 7 yeas in favor of approving tonight's agenda.
Also, Commissioners, you have in front of you tonight the minutes from December the 12th, 2024. Once again, if there's no corrections, deletions, or additions, I'll entertain a motion. Denise?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to approve.
Mrs. Karcher?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galvery?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So you have 7 yeas in favor of approving the minutes of December 12th.
Thank you again. Next on the agenda list, you can see the levy court actions and our commission recommendations. If you have any questions about any of that, please contact staff at your convenience. First thing tonight is old business. Under old business is S-24-03 Felton Drive-In, LLC. Request for reconsideration of site plan conditional approval for construction of 6 warehouses totaling and located inside the growth zone overlay district. I think tonight they're here to try to do away with a couple requests They don't want to have to do what's requested on and was approved by us, where it showed that they were going to do some recommended overflow parking area, and also for the recommendations of a cross-access to the vacant commercial property next door. Does any commissioners need to hear anything from the engineer? I'll ask him to come to the mic, or do you have any questions?
No.
I don't see any. So I guess we'll get right to the motion. Would one of the commissioners like to make a motion? Mr. Galbraith?
I move that the Regional Planning Commission approve the request to eliminate two conditions for the application S24-03, a business industrial park warehouse facility located inside the Growth Zone Overlay District. This is based on the fact that the applicant has demonstrated sufficient parking for the site, and the required site improvements do not allow space to provide access to the southern parcel.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions by any commissioners? If not, Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to approve.
Mrs. Karcher?
No, I still think there should be a second egress as an emergency.
Mr. Galbraith?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
No, I think the parking would have been okay to do away with, but being a firefighter and all, and only having one way to lay in and don't have the access to agree with the side, I'm voting against the motion.
So we have 5 yeas, 2 nays in favor of granting approval of the request to amend the conditions for application S2403.
Thank you all, and good luck with your project. Next on the agenda tonight is new business. First on the new business is CS-25-01, Tidewater Utilities Water Tower 2, request for a site plan approval of a replacement tower located in the Growth Zone Overlay District. They did a fine presentation last week, answered all of our questions. So would somebody like to make a motion? Raise your hand and I'll identify. Mr. Davis?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that the Regional Planning Commission recommend conditional approval of application CS-25-01, a conditional use site plan approval of a water tower located inside the Growth Overlays District, including approval of the waiver from 187-53.1, requiring the above-ground water tower to be 50 feet from the parcel lines and 100 feet from the nearest residential dwelling setback lines. This is based on Exhibit A staff recommendation report dated January 2nd, 2025, Exhibit B, public hearing testimony dated January 2nd, 2025, and the findings of fact that A, the subject site is zoned AC, Agricultural Conservation, and 205-53 permits water towers as a conditional use. B, the locations are appropriate and not in conflict with a comprehensive plan. C, the public health, safety, and general welfare will not be adversely affected. And pursuant to Chapter 187-205 of the Kent County Code, and pursuant to 9 Delaware Chapter 4802 and 4811, the Commission has reviewed the application in the January 2nd, 2025 staff recommendation report, and furthermore, as part of the approval, the applicant shall comply with all staff and agency requirements as described in the January 2nd, 2025 staff recommendation report. And the motion.
I have a motion. Mr. Servon?
Second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to approve.
Mrs. Karcher?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Galbraith?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So you have 7 yeas in favor of recommending conditional approval of application CS-2501.
Thank you very much. Good luck with your project, and I know it's much needed. Next on the agenda tonight is CZ-25-01 Direct and Correct, Inc. Request to amend the zoning map from AR and BG to a straight BG because it is split zoned at this time. I didn't see anything. They didn't supply any additional information, correct, Sarah?
That's correct.
They didn't apply any additional information. So is there anybody like to be recognized to make the motion? Mr. Davis?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that the regional, hold on a minute. Okay. I move that the Regional Planning Commission recommend approval of ordinance LC. Wrong one. That's right. Zoning map from AR Agriculture Residential and BG General Business to BG General Business located outside of the Growth Zone Overlay District. This is based on Exhibit A, Staff Recommendation Report dated January 2nd, 2025. Exhibit B, Public Hearing Testimony dated January 2nd, 2025. And the findings of fact that A, the relative small size of the area will limit the intensity of future commercial uses, and B, the proposed zoning classification is not out of character in the surrounding area. And lastly, personal note, I did that because they're going to clean the place up, and I think it's going to benefit the community. End of motion.
I have a motion. Who'd like to be recognized for a second? Mr. Peterman?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Sarah, call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Sarvan?
Yes to approve.
Mrs. Karcher?
No, I vote no. I think we're setting a precedent. All the other things that we see that are BG and BN there are old. So as far as I'm concerned, we are now setting a precedent for the area because it's outside the growth zone, and that's not a precedent I want to keep.
Mr. Godfrey?
No, for the same reasons.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve. Promotion and comments.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve. We'd like to get rid of these split zoning things, and I think this moves it forward.
Sir, you have 5 yeas, 2 nays in favor of recommending approval of ordinance LC 2436.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your project. Thank you, Mr. Godfrey, for that comment. Appreciate that. Next on our new business tonight is SL-23-01 Weber Farm. Request for final approval of major subdivision plan for a 203-lot residential development located inside the growth zone overlay district. I think this is contributing to the area out there. It's going to be a town one of these days out there off the Roseville Road because all these lands are being developed, and I guess they've met all their qualifications for final approval. So anybody like to be recognized to do the motion? Mr. Godfrey.
I move that the Regional Planning Commission grant final plan approval of application SL-23-01 Weber Farm, a 203-lot residential development located inside the Growth Zone Overlay District. This is based on the memorandum from the staff dated January 9, 2025.
Denise?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Please call the commission.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Servan?
Yes to approve.
Mrs. Karcher?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Godfrey?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Mills?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Davis?
Yes to approve.
Mr. Jester?
Yes to approve.
So you have 7 yeas in favor of granting final plan approval to application SL 2301.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your project. Next, I go for public comment. Seeing the public is leaving, I guess we have no comment. So I'll ask if there's anybody on the phone besides Mr. Mills. Anybody on the phone, Mark? Nobody on the phone. Down to commission comments. I just ask for you all to be safe tonight, and I appreciate you coming with weather conditions as they are. And I know some of you don't have as much snow we do in the Harrington area. We had a foot down that way, so it's been very difficult. So thank you all for stretching out tonight. Any other commission comments?
Well, just one more comment. You come down my road, you can't get through. It snows about 4 feet deep.
I don't think I'll be that way, Mr. Mills. Thank you very much.
Well, hopefully they get it plowed out tonight.
Thank you, sir. Any other business for the commission? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Galbraith?
Motion to move to adjourn.
Second.
Denise, seconds.
Second.
Mr. Peterman?
Yes.
Mr. Servon?
Yes to adjourn.
Mrs. Karcher?
Yes, to adjourn.
Mr. Galvary?
Yes to adjourn.
Mr. Mills?
Yes, to adjourn.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, to adjourn.
Mr. Jester?
Drive safe.
Yes to adjourn. Thank you all, and once again, drive safe, Mr. Mills.
Thank you.